In a time when it's become super easy to set up a recording studio and start making music straight away, some would wonder why a small percentage of us music producers and audio engineers still prefer to use heavy-duty hardware. Hardware like outboard processors, standalone channel strips and microphone preamplifiers, digital mixers, and even large format consoles. Now today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 reasons I prefer to use a digital mixer, and that's what's coming up. Hey, I'm Akurios and you're welcome to this very first 2021 episode of Making Music with Akurios. Now, this particular show is going to cover everything from tips, tricks, guidelines, show and tell, demonstrations, everything that will help you become a better music producer or help you in your audio engineering journeys. Every 3 weeks, new episodes of Making Music with Akurios will come up, and I could be showing you something about a project I'm working on. I could be demonstrating a plugin to you. It could be a show and tell, or I could be giving you some tips on mixing and mastering, as the case may be. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you 6 reasons why I still use a digital mixer, 6 reasons why I am actually still excited about using a digital mixer, and I think I'm still going to continue using a digital mixer because it just suits my workflow. That's the most important thing. So there are a couple of factors you need to, think about. You need to bring to the fore before you actually take such decisions. And we're going to be touching on these things today. But ultimately, I'm going to be presenting you with my own personal reasons based on my workflow, based on my background, based on my approach as a music producer and audio engineer. Okay, so this is in no way an attempt at convincing you to use a digital mixer. No, that's entirely up to you. However, the video could serve as an indicator that the hardware could be useful to you. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Akurios. I'm a musician, a music producer, an audio engineer, a voice coach, among other things. If you are interested in sharpening your music production skills and becoming a better audio engineer, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, tap that notification bell so that you're notified every time there's new content, so that you can be part of Making Music with Akurios. First of all, let's talk about how easy it is to set up a recording studio in this day and age. It's 2021 and you can find decent recording equipment at very affordable rates. And by the way, this video is in no way trying to tell you that you need hardware equipment or top-notch equipment to make music in today's world. I think we're in the recording revolution, and I have a video on my channel that tells you exactly how. It's actually a step-by-step guide that will walk you through setting up your own recording studio for as little as $1,000. And I'm gonna put the link to that video in the descriptions of this particular video so that you can get to it after watching this one. Okay, so I totally support inexpensive gear as long as they are decent and they can get the job done. Alright, I guess most of you already know that I use a Yamaha O2R96 digital mixer. It's a 56 channel digital mixer that allows you to do a lot of things. And I'm only going to be talking about some of those things that are related to the 6 reasons why I still prefer to use it. Reason number 1, that's my background. That's how I learned. That's what I was exposed to the first time I came in contact with audio engineering, recording at D-Tune Studio, led by the amazing Mr. Dimeji Olainka Israel. The first couple of processes I was introduced to while learning music production and audio engineering formed what my understanding of audio engineering and music production is today. That's the foundation. So my background is the first reason I use a digital mixer today. Reason number 2, the sound. The sound of the transformers, the sound of the capacitors, the sound of electricity, the sound of physics. Hardware recording equipment introduce a sound. Sometimes it's harmonic distortion, sometimes it's just the sound of electricity. It's just the sound of the device itself, which is unique to that particular device. For decades, many plugin manufacturers have tried and have actually done an amazing job at emulating the sound of some of the most famous outboard gear and hardware recording equipment. So there's this thing about the sound that each channel of my digital mixer introduces to the signal that I pass through them. And you know what? Every single channel is unique. Every single channel is different. So if I decide to record 8 different sources at the very same time on 8 different channels, I'm going to get 8 different feels, 8 different textures. And even if I decide to pass the same signal through all 24 physical channels, one after the other, I'm going to get 24 different sounding signals. The differences may be subtle, but that's one of the ways you can humanize your recordings. Reason number 3, I love my routing options. I can decide to pass a microphone straight to the digital mixer and then from there bus it out to my Focusrite 8920. I can also decide to pass it through something else before I go into my computer. And I can actually decide again to reamp something that I've already recorded, or maybe a software instrument that has been recorded via MIDI inside the computer, bring it out, pass it through the desk and back into the computer to introduce that analog sound to that particular signal. Reason number 4, multiple simultaneous channels. I can decide to record as many as 56 channels at the very same time if I so please. And if I want, I can decide to record just 1 or 2 channels. The rest are not going to go on strike. They're not going to decide to leave the mixer. They're going to be there waiting for me till I decide to record 56 channels and use every single one of them. Reason number 5, onboard processors. I have EQs, compressors, DSers, gates on the digital console. Now I can use these on the way in while recording a signal that I feel needs some touch-up. If an acoustic guitar is too boomy, I can decide to use a high-pass filter on the way in. If there's too much sibilance coming from a vocalist, I can decide to use a de-esser. And if I'm recording drums and I see the need to use gates, I have them on board on the digital mixer, and that's reason number 5. And reason number 6, I have onboard spatial effect processors. I have reverbs and delays that I can use to motivate my singers. You know, sometimes singers like to have that feeling of being on a live stage, because recording in the studio is not the same as performing on stage. And many singers, even though they are amazing vocalists, come to the studio and don't know what to do. It feels so strange. So adding some reverb on the way in, just to have that feeling of being in an open space and not being confined, that helps. That helps a great deal. It gives them more confidence. It gives them, you know, a better perception and a better appreciation of their voices as they perform. So all I need to do is just set up my effects, push up the output faders for the effects, route them to the channel I'm recording through, and the effect is on that channel and going. And you know another thing about this, I can actually record the effects from the desk into Pro Tools. So if the reverb sound or the delay sound that I'm using to track the vocals or guitars or whatever is something that pleases me well, then I can decide to have them printed in Pro Tools so I can use them later during the mix. I'm sure as time goes on, I'm going to find more reasons why I still prefer to use a digital mixer using the Yamaha Auto R96 version 2. Now, this is something that you don't have to do. You can create fantastic music with budget recording equipment, and that's absolutely fine. But if this inspires you, then so be it. You find your own path. But at the end of the day, if this is what you want to do, then these are some of the reasons, these are some of the factors you need to consider if you're going to go this route. If the video has been helpful, tap the like button and give me a share. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and tap that subscribe button and tap the notification bell also, so that you're notified every single time my face shows up on this channel. Somewhere on this screen is a thumbnail that will take you to the video on setting up a recording studio. Now go watch that video and learn a couple of things about buying equipment and what exactly you need to buy and how you can get them. Until next time, when I come your way again, I'm Akurios and I'm out.